everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for April 1st, 2026. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your co-hosts. Hope you're all having a fantastic week so far.
Comment by an audio.
Yeah, missed opportunity to put a fake title like our last stream for an April Fool's joke. My students been doing pranks all day to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would have required either one of us to think of anything. I think we're so busy with work and other things that
totally forgot it was April 1st, even though I write the date down every time. But April Fool's Day. But
right,
that's just me.
But thank you all for joining us. Hope you're having a good week so far. Kevin, how the heck have you been?
I was gonna sneeze, but my week has been pretty good. Just working. I watched a couple more movies today that are leaving Netflix, I feel like. So I wanted to see those before they leave. Anything like that? Nothing much.
Alrighty. As for me, continuing right ahead with school, it's crazy to think that I am now able to count on one hand how many weeks I have left. It's absolutely nuts.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's getting real interesting and getting real exciting. So, one of my I did find out that one of my final projects for my entire master's could be like a 10 to 15 minute pitch. Like I'm pitching a movie to a studio or to producers, which is hilarious to me.
Okay.
I could, but I'm not going to, I'm going to do it more in line with what I want to do for a career. I want to do I get to teach a lesson, which is kind of fun. So, or like a presentation, like I would be presenting to students is more.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. That sounds fun actually.
Yeah. Can't wait. But let's go ahead and dive into the stuff today. Almost teacher garbage. Yeah. Almost there. Well, I mean, I actually have to get the job, that's the important part, but we'll see. There's not a lot of film positions open right now. It doesn't mean there won't be in the future.
Or in the summer, because a lot of people don't like doing summer school. So
it's true. I'll probably have to end up teaching a lot of online classes for a while and then, kind of go from there. So it might be a side hustle for a while, but anyhow, let's go ahead and dive into the news stories this week. Up first, Disney is considering moving Avengers Doomsday up a week to avoid competition with Dune Part 3. And honestly, I think this could be a smart move. The movie has been in post-production for quite a while, and it still will be for a couple more months, right? So I do think they have time to get everything ready to move it up a week. And I do think that is smart. They could put it into IMAX for that 1 week only. And can you imagine the marketing potential saying you can go see Doomsday in IMAX for 1 week only? They're going to sell out every screen. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, smart business move, smart marketing move, and if it will be complete by in time.
So would we still be getting Doomsday though? Because technically, shouldn't it be out on the same weekend for Doomsday?
If they move it up, it will not.
Okay.
So we'll wait and see. This is not official yet. This is just rumors according to some Disney insiders.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could see both ways. I mean, on one hand, you have the Barbenheimer craze, right? You're going to sell out movie theaters with Dune 3 and Doomsday, but I also understand them wanting to do IMAX. I could see them doing it like it's in theaters a week early for IMAX, but nothing else. And then it officially releases. Like they also could do something like that, but then you have the risk of spoilers. Who knows?
Yeah. So it is, again, it's a good business move, like you were saying, but I don't know, the craze I feel like for Doomsday is kind of up there too. So
that is true. It's true. I mean, as long as we get to see the movies, hopefully the world doesn't end before then.
That's true. Oh, whoa. All right.
Yeah, you never know.
Dark and deep. All right. So, but next up, Scream 8 has officially in the works, which is really cool. I mean, there was probably some success from Scream 7. I believe
Scream 7 is the highest grossing Scream movie yet.
Yeah. So I mean, good for them. Just I want to see where they go with the story because I don't know where they're going to go. To be honest, there's only so many twists and turns you can do.
Yeah. At some point, it's just going to be, the main character is going to be the killer, and she doesn't even know it. But who knows?
Hey, that's already a spoiler for a movie, Malignant. That's
yeah.
So,
next up, though, hot off the heels of the huge success of the movie, Amazon and Andy Weir have said that a Hail Mary sequel isn't out of the question. and that Andy Weir is toying with ideas, but nothing is official right now.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't want it. Like the movie's perfect on its own. Just leave it. It ended in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could definitely see, like, the only way that I would want to see a sequel is if, you know, here's how I want to see it, and here's how I'm going to describe it. It's them going back to Earth. It's Grace and Rocky. So Rocky's going with him to go see Earth because he got to see Earth in all the videos and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I want to show how differently humans would treat an alien as opposed to the Iridians treating Grace.
Or another really cool one that I just thought of. What if it's Rocky's point of view?
That's it. Could be.
And then they meet up with Grace, and then it just cuts right there.
That also could be interesting. Like it's just all Rocky stuff, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't really think we need it.
No,
but
I don't think so either. Because again, like we said last week, we really enjoyed that movie. Like
I went and saw it again on Sunday.
Oh, and how did you like it a second time?
Well, I went and saw it in IMAX with my mom, who, I mean, I'm going to just say we're making progress because she doesn't typically like Ryan Gosling, but she loved him in that movie, which... okay. We're finally making progress with her. But no, we got to see it in IMAX, which, not the 70 millimeter, but just regular IMAX, and that was so much more worth it.
Oh, okay.
But anyhow, next story up.
Yeah, next story up. Eli Roth's remake of The Ice Cream Man is now scheduled to arrive in theaters on August 7th of 2026. There was just like a little teaser poster I think I saw online or something like that. So very interesting because The Ice Cream Man is actually a graphic novel too that had a lot of praise. I think Nadia has issue 1 or something like that. But I can't wait for it. I mean, another ice cream horror man like movie. Kind of down for it.
Yeah, it just, we'll see how it goes, because I mean, if it's about him preying on children, we're a little too close to all this Epstein shit to maybe make that a viable movie.
I don't
who knows?
know.
But next up, speaking of Ryan Gosling has joined the Daniels' next film. The Daniels being the Oscar-winning directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Their next movie will star Ryan Gosling, which cool. Hey, I'm all here for it. I love Mr. Gosling. So
very well-rounded actor, I would say.
Oh yeah, he can do pretty much anything. So.
Yeah, and if you liked Lights Out, 2016's Lights Out will be getting a sequel. We don't know time, date, anything yet, but it will be getting a sequel.
Yep,
as
just made official.
It's there, but again, trailers and plots. I want to hear them. Yeah,
really. I mean, kind of excited to see that it come back. I mean, like obviously, I'm trying to remember what I thought of Lights Out.
I think you enjoyed it because I enjoyed Lights Out. You're already looking it up.
I am looking it up. I gave it a 60. Yeah,
that's pretty good too.
For a jump scare heavy horror movie. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I think it's cool because that came from a YouTuber, right? And it's kind of similar to what we're going to see with Backrooms. So I'm really stoked about that and the success of it. Next up, this is going to be a busy December next year because The Housemaid's Secret has been dated for December 17th, 2027. It releases the same day as Avengers Secret Wars and Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum. I forgot that Avengers Secret Wars and The Hunt for Gollum come out on the same day.
Great marketing, though. Great marketing.
Again.
Yeah. The Hunt for Secret Wars.
The Hunt for Secret Wars. Yep. Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a crowded day. I think Housemaid Secret's going to have to move because they are not going to make any money.
Get any money.
They need to go a week before, or no, they need to go before. They cannot.
Because they can't go a week after because isn't Werewolf coming out?
Werewolf is coming out the next week, and Secret Wars will still be dominating the box office. Honestly, I think Hunt for Gollum is going to be a little bit of a disappointment box office wise because it's the same day as Secret Wars. If Secret Wars was not coming out the same day as Hunt for Gollum, Hunt for Gollum may have had a chance. But I also think that people are a little burnt out on Lord of the Rings right now. Like War for the Rohirrim didn't do so well, and then the Amazon series didn't do so well either.
See, I'm not burnt out on Lord of the Rings, but I haven't seen all of them and in a row or anything like that. So maybe I need to, and then I'll get what they're feeling. But I'm very excited for the Hunt for Gollum, because it's just, again, we haven't had a Lord of the Rings movie for a while, like a live action one for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty hyped about it. But yes, no, Housemaid's
Secret
is needs to be bumped up. It can't work with these guys. Next up, something that I didn't want to be spoiled. This is the stupidest thing. Why put this in here? Star Fox are real to be in Super Mario Galaxy movie. Leave it for the fucking movie, dude. This would have been so hyped if no one got it out, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, did you see that?" There's my tangent.
There's his soapbox. Yeah, this was made official, so it's not like I'm spoiling this on purpose. This is
no, I know you're not.
Nintendo revealed this information, and Glenn Powell is playing Star Fox, which apparently he called Nintendo and lobbied to play the character, which is really funny to me because Donald Glover did the same thing to play Yoshi, and I think Brie Larson did the same thing to play Rosalina.
Movie looks good though, but again. Spoilers need to stop. I feel like, because
it does come out today, so
it's so hyped. If I didn't hear that,
no idea what the end credit sequences are yet, though. So
I don't give a shit anymore. That one kind of pissed me off. So that's just me.
Alrighty, that's it for all the news this week. Oh my God, Schizo Sydney, what a plot! Oh yeah, for a Scream 8, yeah. Would be interesting. Wait, any word if Clint Howard is going to make an appearance in the Ice Cream remake? No idea. I mean, I can check real quick.
Is that Joey?
It is Joey.
Why does he?
Maybe it's on a different channel or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, who is this person?
Well, let's see here. Snoop Dogg's in it apparently.
He's going to be the comic relief.
I don't see anything about Clint Howard, so no idea. Alrighty. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the next part, which is going to be the stuff that's coming out on streaming this week. Obviously, this is the first of the month, so a lot of stuff is now available everywhere, but these are the highlights. The Testament of Ann Lee is now on Hulu and Disney+. If you haven't had a chance to see that movie, I really enjoyed it. 28 years later, The Bone Temple is now on Netflix. If you didn't get a chance to see that in theaters, which it's seriously one of the best movies of the year, so you should check it out as soon as possible. Django Unchained and Reservoir Dogs are now both available on Peacock, as is Silver Linings Playbook and 2010's Robin Hood. And then the Return of Daniel Day-Lewis, Anemone, is now on Netflix, and Dangerous Animals, the shark horror movie, is now on Hulu.
Which is, I think, is underrated a little bit. I thought it was pretty good.
Seems to be decently positive things people have to say about that one. So that is it for the movies that have come out this week. It's being dumb on my phone. Wouldn't let me use my handle, so I had to make a new handle. Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Alrighty. But let's go ahead and talk about the trailers coming out this week, because it was a big week for trailers. Holy shit.
Yeah, we got a lot of them. Again, Backrooms looks good. Masters of the Universe, I'm still very iffy on, because I didn't watch it as a kid or anything like that. So, but the end of Oak Street, it is so interesting. And then Supergirl looks like a superhero movie. Just want to, I know hopefully Crypto does not die, but I will be crying in that movie. I already know.
I mean, I think Backrooms is immediately rising to the top of my list for most anticipated movies this year. It looks both like a mix of a kind of standard A24 movie, but also brings in the Kane Parsons found footage element as well, which I absolutely think is a fantastic decision. And it looks incredibly scary too. So can't wait to see how that is going to be in theaters. Masters of the Universe, I think it's a better trailer than the first one. This one definitely focused more on the actual like fantasy world and not like him on Earth, which makes me think that it won't be that large a part of the movie, which is good. And then End of Oak Street I think looks absolutely really interesting, because it's the same director as It Follows, doing a more like Spielberg type movie, and I'm so on board for that. I think that director is obviously coming back for They Follow, which is going to be the sequel to It Follows. But having him move out of genre and do something completely different, I think is awesome. So I cannot wait for that movie. And I'm gonna differ a little bit. I think Supergirl looks kind of mid.
It looks like a superhero movie. That's the easiest way of putting it. Like, am I excited for it? Sort of, but I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up if it's not that good.
We'll see. I mean, obviously, we'll see when it comes out. It's getting some good word of mouth from its early screenings, but so who knows?
Yeah.
But why don't you take us to the box office, Kevin?
Yeah, to the box office and our recliner seats. We got Project Hail Mary coming in with 54.1 million. Hopper's coming in with 12.2 million. They Will Kill You with 5 million. Reminders of Him with 4.7. And we said it last week. Durandar, The Revenge, $4.6 million. I mean, no surprise. Project Hail Mary is getting a lot of good word of mouth too. So
yeah, honestly, nothing big came out this weekend. They Will Kill You is probably the biggest one, and it debuted in third. So we'll have to see.
But to be honest, didn't get a lot of good marketing because I didn't even see a trailer for it.
I saw trailers a lot, but I go to the movie theaters a lot more than you recently. So I was seeing the trailers a lot. I think it just looked really mediocre, like just aggressively mediocre. So who knows? But I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say anything for sure.
Gotcha.
But that's it for the box office. Let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are coming out this week. And up first is already out as of today, which is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Mario ventures into space, exploring cosmic worlds and tackling galactic challenges far from the familiar Mushroom Kingdom. And obviously, this is a sequel to the billion-dollar success of the first Super Mario movie. Looks like here, interesting. So both the fan and critic reactions have not been as positive as the first movie. Currently has a 37 on Metacritic, which is very
37.
Low. Yeah. Along with a 6.7 from fans on IMDb. Let me go ahead and check on Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
That's a meme right there.
43% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 92% fan rating, which, I mean, the fans are not necessarily the arbiters of good taste, as we know. But the common consensus around some of even the negative reviews that I've read is it wasn't for me, but fans of this property will probably think it's one of the best things ever made.
Okay.
And good for them, because no critic has been super foul-mouthed about it. They're like, yeah, it's not a good movie, but it will satisfy fans of Mario, and that's what's important. So,
gotcha.
I mean, at least you're getting that kind of thing out of the reviews. But I mean, I wasn't that big a fan of the first movie, so I'm not really going to be a fan of the second one. Kevin might enjoy it more than I will, but
I think I will.
Maybe we'll go see it together this week.
Maybe.
And then up next is the drama, which I'm really excited for. This stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. A happily engaged couple is put to the test when an unexpected turn sends their wedding week off the rails. This is a new, darker romantic comedy. So I've been hearing some really good things about this. It has an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes, 59 on Metacritic, though. So we'll have to wait and see how it is. Might be one of those ones that becomes like a sleeper hit or like a cult classic.
Or it goes on like HBO Max and kind of just takes off from there.
It probably will. Yeah. Then is The Stranger. In 1930s Algeria, the daily life of an indifferent Frenchman is shaken by the death of his mother and a fateful encounter on a beach. This is a French film, I believe, coming to us. It's in limited release this week. And likewise is The Secret Between Us. A man admired for his integrity watches his perfect life unravel when an unexpected visitor shows up at his front door and forces him to confront the painful consequences of his past betrayal. I was going to say this. I thought this was what's his name? Oh my gosh. Tyler Perry production, but it is not. It is a separate film. So if you're interested, it doesn't look like it has many reviews yet on anything. So if you want to go see it, go check it out. It's in limited release. Alrighty.
Woo. Very cool. Yeah. A lot to, and you still have a lot more talking too.
Yeah, I've got a lot to talk about here. I've been hearing it's pretty looking, but the plot is bloated, paint by the numbers compared to the first movie, especially. Oh, for Mario. Yeah, probably. I mean, the first one didn't even have a plot. So, I mean, it'll be crazy to see if this even has a through line at all, which from the trailers doesn't look like it. So we'll have to wait and see. But
yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and change up the music, which means that you know what time it is, Kevin.
It's time to review movies that we've watched that the wheel spin did not make us watch.
This is true. These are our recreational viewings. Kevin actually watched more than one movie this week, so that's really exciting.
And you watched 13.
I watched 13, so we'll do 7, 1, 6, 1.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Split on that. And I'm going to go pretty quick here because I do not want to sit here talking all day. But up first, continuing my March challenge, which was March Most Popular, I watched the most popular movie from the 1970s that I had not seen, which was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I had never seen before, but I had definitely heard the music before. And I think that this is a landmark film for the LGBTQIA plus community, and it's one that I respect and admire, but I don't necessarily like this movie. I did give it a high rating because I think that there's a lot about this movie that is exceptional. The cast is really fantastic. The choreography, the actual musicianship is really good. The costume and makeup teams, the production design, everything looks fantastic and operates on a high level. But for me personally, I'm not a big fan of the music of this movie. Specifically, the Time Warp song, I have absolutely loathed for a large portion of my life because every single Halloween working in retail, you hear this goddamn song 10 times a day, and it pisses me off, and it's so repetitive, and I just hate that song. Also, I don't think that like any of the other like songs were like that memorable. They just weren't that interesting. I think the only one was like Dr. Frankenfurter's first song was fine, but I think like I do respect and admire this movie. I see why tons of people love it, and I think that I would love to go to one of those midnight screening events with all the people and watch the movie like that.
They would make it more enjoyable.
It would probably raise the enjoyment of the film, but watching it on my own on a Saturday morning because I had nothing to do, it was just, like I respect it, but it's not my favorite movie.
I didn't even know watch it again. I didn't even know there were other songs in that movie. But there's a lot. Time Warp, so.
Yeah. Then up next is the most popular movie from the 2010s that I had never seen or reviewed, and that was Call Me By Your Name, which is a excellent look at love and moving on, and a romance movie worthy of being placed among the greats. I think that the performances here are fantastic. Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer are fantastic. Michael Stuhlbarg as Timothée Chalamet's father is fantastic. The script is the best part of this movie, though. There is one scene in particular where Timothée Chalamet is talking with his father, and that sequence is just one of the best dialogue exchanges I've seen in a long time. It's a performance-heavy film. It's filled with themes of like growing to accept who you are, and then accept like love and loss, and with grace. It's a wonderful film. I'm upset I didn't watch it sooner. It's a little interesting, or not interesting. It's a little odd because the two main characters, the relationship between them, it's a 24-year-old and a 17-year-old, which obviously here in the United States is illegal. But in Italy, which is where this takes place, the age of consent is 14. So it is legal in the scope of the movie setting, but I can understand why some people kind of feel icky about it. But
iffy about it, yeah.
Yeah. But it's really good. I would highly recommend it. Even like, it's one of those movies I feel like it features like a gay romance as the entire point of the movie, but it's not like you could literally, anyone could watch this and be like, I felt that same way about someone, or it was a girl or a guy or whoever you are.
Put it in your face all the time, kind of a thing.
It's very subtle. It's very understated. Not that being in your face is a bad thing. No, it's just this one is like just very. It's so well written that I think anyone could get something out of it. So then up next is Clerks. I just watched this one just to watch it because it was on Criterion Channel, and I think I like this film, but I don't necessarily love it. I think that the script is fantastic. The dialogue is so funny at points that it hurts, and it also has some really stupid characters that really get on my nerves. But I do love how it's shot in black and white. It makes the film stand out visually from kind of other indie comedies of its time. I kind of wish that its sequel kept the black and white look, but that's fine. I really like Brian O'Halloran here as Dante, the main character. I mean, as someone who worked in retail for 10 years, I sympathize with him almost wholeheartedly with everything that happens. But I thoroughly hate the character of Randall. Easily one of the most annoying characters in all of cinema, in my opinion. Every conversation feels like talking to the worst guy at a party and being stuck in that conversation. It's terrible. Like the dialogue is good and it's a well-written script, but he's just the character is annoying. So the actor's playing him very well. Also, Jay and Silent Bob are iconic. So
Yeah.
I like this movie. Don't necessarily love it, but I do think that it is worthy of your time, especially if you're looking into making film. It's a great indie film to kind of start out and get a scope of like how to write dialogue and kind of humor in a way that feels fresh.
Nice.
Next up is a movie that my roommate had us watch for movie night. And usually she's picked some very good movies, some that have shown up on my top 150 list, but not this one, which is My Best Friend's Wedding. I did not enjoy this movie, I got to admit. There are some good things about it, but the biggest criticism is the main character, played by Julia Roberts, is the most despicable, terrible person. The entire point of this movie is that she's going to her best friend's wedding because she has realized that she loves her best friend and wants to break them up so that she can have him instead.
That doesn't sound nice.
No, it's terrible. And she only realizes it's bad at the last 10 minutes of the movie. And it's really annoying. But luckily, the film has enough funny moments that makes it kind of at least somewhat still worth the time. And George. George is the best side character. He's played by Rupert Everett, who most people probably know as playing Prince Charming in the Shrek movies, as well as he was also Mr. I forget his name, Mr. Claw in the Inspector Gadget live action movie, the first one. But he's easily the best part of this movie. Not even close. He's the best part. There's also a few good shots throughout, but it just feels like standard rom-com fare, lowered by not necessarily Julia Roberts, because she plays the character very well. Julia Roberts is a great and talented actress, but it's just the way the character's written is terrible. So I did go ahead and give the movie a 43. Okay, a couple more here. So up next was the most popular war film that I had never seen. It was The Pianist, which is up there with Schindler's List for sure in terms of great Holocaust movies. It's a staggering work of Holocaust filmmaking with an incredible sense of direction, performances, and a story that's very different from any other Holocaust movie that I've seen. Adrian Brody gives a career best performance here, up there with The Brutalist for sure. It's emotional, it's raw, and it's incredibly just it's so good. The supporting cast is also incredible all around. They do a good job of kind of supporting him as the main star. The film's story, though, is what's very different here because, I mean, obviously Schindler's List is about people working together and to try and survive. The Pianist is him trying to survive on his own and loneliness, and that is the big part of the entire story. So it's him trying to make it on his own, which is very different. I mean, you gotta look past who made this movie. It was directed by Roman Polanski, who is a troubled individual, but the film is just too good to ignore. So give it a 95 out of 100.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 2 more. So next up was the most popular movie from the 1930s that I have not seen or reviewed, which was Gone with the Wind, baby. Almost 4 hours. That goes by way too slow. Man, this is like, when you think of iconic Hollywood movies, like the golden age of Hollywood type stuff, this is one of them.
Yeah.
Right? It is you hear the music the most. Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn. You hear that everywhere. It's got, it's got some good parts to it, right? It's got the production design. It's got the performances. The problem with this movie, though, is that it is incredibly racist. Even at the time, there were people talking about how this movie should not be this way, and they still released it anyway. It's kind of like Song of the South. It just portrays slavery and the time of slavery factually and historically incorrect to paint a better picture of the South than actually was. In a lot of ways, it's sickening and it's a little revolting, and so it has not aged well at all. But the romance of the movie is very good. The vision is indeed epic. There's the burning of Atlantis sequence, which is immaculately composed. The performances, again, are incredible, including Hattie McDaniel, who was the first Black actress to ever win an Oscar. for her supporting role, which is still an awesome piece of history. From a historian perspective and someone who loves Hollywood history, this film is incredibly important. It's important that it be preserved and viewed as it is. I think people should still watch it to kind of get an idea of why we shouldn't do things like this in the future. But it's still like beyond that, beyond the whole racist stuff. This film is really poorly paced, and it's way too long. It could have been 2.5 hours. It does not need to be 3 hours and 47 minutes or whatever. It was ridiculous. So give it a 62. But
nice.
Last one, and this is the exact opposite. Incredible movie. This is the most popular crime movie that I have never seen.
Okay.
Taxi Driver.
Oh.
With Robert De Niro. I hadn't seen it until this last Saturday. It is incredibly directed, fantastically performed, it has an incredible script, and it's one of the best films of the 1970s, and one of the best films that I've seen. It's in my top 1,000 now. The score is fantastic. Bernard Herrmann, who had done a lot of the Hitchcock scores, does a jazz kind of tense score for this, which is incredible. De Niro gives one of his best performances of his entire career. Creates a cinematic icon in Travis Bickle, who is not the best person in the world, but he is our hero. Jodie Foster kills it in a role so early in her career. The film looks fantastic. The camera moves incredibly. And I really think that it's cool that there are moments when there's like a violent thing or a bad thing happening, and the camera looks like it's almost embarrassed to be watching it, so it will move away from what's happening, which is really cool. Some really great cinematography. I love this movie. I think it's one of Scorsese's best movies. It's up there with Goodfellas, and what else would I say is up there? Maybe everything he does is good, so it's kind of hard to really think about it, but really enjoy this movie. If you've never seen it before, it is so worth your time. Please go check it out.
Nice. Very
Alrighty.
cool. Yeah. Where'd you watch that one at?
I had to rent it.
Oh, you did? Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Mine first one up is Elysium. That's how you say it. Elysium.
There you go.
This one was it was on Netflix. I think it was going out, leaving soon. So I thought I'd watch it because I've seen the iconic cover for it for forever. I feel like with Matt Damon with the exoskeleton. So I was like, I'll just put it on and watch it. But it's just an okay action movie. I do like the kind of separation between the rich and the poor. Like I said in my letterbox, it was kind of gross to be watching it because they are so like, oh, you're from Earth, don't even breathe on me, kind of a thing. And I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. If people and some people really think like that now, and it's just gives me the heebie-jeebies because that's just stupid. But I really like what happens to him. It's horrible what happens to Matt Damon's character, but then he can show people what he can do, which is really cool. The exoskeleton scene is probably the last like 30 minutes of the movie, but that's when it starts to pick up a little bit. But I still like the motivation of why Matt Damon's character is doing this. He wants to put one of his, I would say his love attraction into Elysium to make her life better and to make her kids' life better too. And it's not very selfish of him. He always wanted to go there, but at the end of the spoiler alert, he dies. So he never gets to see. He gets to be on the planet, but never gets to experience the planet. So, but the action scenes were really good as well. I liked all of the cooler gadgets. And cooler weapons that they use in this, and the animatronics in this look absolutely fantastic. It's like a Chappie animatronic, and I think it looks fantastic, like Transformers now. But I gave it a 77 out of 100. Really good. Glad I watched it, but it's just okay.
Yeah, definitely a step down from District 9, but not terrible by any means.
No.
Alrighty, I went ahead and continued. It's been a while, but I continued watching the James Bond movies. With my next one, which was Moonraker. And this one goes a little off the rails. I love me a goofy Bond movie, but I think this one was just not the movie for me. The space stuff is fun. because part of it does take place in space, and there's laser guns, and it's great. However, the rest of the film is just thoroughly boring and devoid of any kind of excitement. Roger Moore is fantastic as always, but I do think that he's just not as invested here because of the goofiness. He just feels a bit off. But Michael Lonsdale is great as the villain Drax. He's like one of the better Bond villains in terms of like his plan and his base, because it's literally in space. Definitely, he's literally just a 70s version of Elon Musk, which like you literally, if you replace the space aspect with the taking place on Mars, and you've got a modern version, would be honestly, they should do that for Denis Villeneuve's. But like I said, I think the space stuff is fun and cheesy, but it happens way too late into the movie. You have to sit through an hour and a half of boring dialogue and diatribe in a story that's just not that interesting. So, you know, I mean, this is where they started to parody the movies. This is where it's kind of indistinguishable from Austin Powers. So,
okay.
But let's go ahead and move on to the most popular movie from the 1950s that I had never seen, which was Roman Holiday, which is a romantic comedy starring Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn. This movie is wonderfully written and performed. It has endless charm and a real nice wit about it. I think Audrey Hepburn is fantastic here. She's radiant. She is still one of the most attractive people to ever live. And she's genuinely good here. Gregory Peck is also really darn good, although it does feel like he's a tad too old for her in terms of romance. But like the guy being 10 years older than the girl back in the 50s was like completely normal. But the chemistry is really good, though. They're really fun together, and that's why you watch the movie. It's them exploring Rome together for 2 hours. The pacing is great. I think that the way that it brings Rome and Italy to life is truly iconic, and I see why people say on Letterboxd that Rome did not exist before this movie, right? Like, it was just...
That's silly.
Like, this movie just makes it look like the most romantic destination ever. The best way to describe this movie is it's a warm hug. Like, I would watch this when I'm feeling sad. I would watch this, you know, if I was on a date, which that never seems to happen. But it's absolutely delightful. Could not recommend this more. I do think that it sticks a little too rigidly to formula and convention. Sometimes, you know, like what's going to happen in all the scenes and what like there's, you know, those misunderstandings and things like that. But other than that, I do like its ending. It's not very conventional of an ending, which I do appreciate. So 90 out of 100. Really enjoyed this one.
Nice.
But let's talk about one of the movies that I always hear mixed things about.
Yes.
And
I'm surprised about this one.
What is the most popular from the 1960s, or popular film from the 1960s that I've never seen, which is Rosemary's Baby. And I gotta say, this is just one of the best films I've ever seen, period. Because for a couple of different reasons. So on one hand, it is one of the best paranoid thrillers out there, because the way that Mia Farrow plays the character and how she's thinking that things are happening to her, and then that ending reveal is absolutely incredible. She's perfectly cast in this, and the dream sequences are really trippy, especially for the 60s when this came out. Ruth Gordon steals the show as Minnie, which she won an Oscar for. The film is methodically paced. I can see how some people would say this movie's a little bit too slow, but when you're dealing about a movie with paranoia and like kind of like a cabin fever type situation, you do kind of have to take your time a little bit. But what I really like about this movie is that this is one of the best. When you're studying film academically, you refer to films as texts, right? Not because they're books, but because it's just a text that you take a look at, right? This is one of the best feminist texts out there. And the fact that it came out in the 60s is absolutely mind-blowing, right? Like, this is 100% in favor of female bodily autonomy. It is a horror movie because it's about men and the systems they've built to control and police women's bodies in terms of pregnancy and access to healthcare and things like that. Very far ahead of its time. Very weird that it's a movie about, you know, female bodies, and Roman Polanski is the one that directed it. but it feels like I think one of the other big parts of it is that since it's from the 60s, it does not feel like it should be from that time. This feels like something from the 70s or 80s for sure, because of how dark it goes, because of like the nudity and all that kind of stuff that happens in this movie, which I was not expecting. Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. I can see why some people don't. And I'm not saying that my opinion is better than anyone else's. I'm not saying that at all. But I really enjoyed this movie, every moment of it. So gave it a 96. Truly a wonderful movie. And you can see how it influenced like so many movies afterward. Like it's great. And my last movie from the March Challenge is the most popular movie from the 1990s that I hadn't seen or reviewed yet, which was Before Sunrise. And this movie, if you want a romance movie that feels incredibly genuine, and grounded and realistic and has no formula whatsoever, it's this movie. Okay. It's incredibly different. It's poignant because it's the connection that you can experience with someone over the course of one day. And because it's literally about Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, who are perfect together, insane chemistry. It's them meeting on a train on the way to Vienna. They get off in Vienna and spend the entire day together, growing closer. And then at the spoiler alert, the next day, they go their separate ways. And it's about how you can have that kind of love and connection over the course of one day. And it's, it's absolutely fantastic. It's full of moments. They coalesce into a beautiful whole. It's full of incredible and deep conversations that the two have with one another. There's an incredible listening booth sequence where the two of them are listening to a record in a booth, which you used to do. And the way that they keep looking back and forth at each other is like, you're screaming at the screen, just kiss already, but they don't. But then there's also the Ferris wheel, and like it's just it's so good. It's not the best romance movie I've ever seen, but it is one of the most fresh and original, and it's a hell of a way to do a romance movie. So if you're like me and you don't typically like romance movies because you're a black-hearted cynic like I am, or you just don't enjoy them, I think this one would change your mind. I think it is very different. And there are two movies that came after this, Before Sunset, which came out 10 years later, or 9 years later, and then Before Midnight, which came out another 9 years later. And it has the same characters in each one, and they've grown 9 years each time. So it's very interesting. So I can't wait to watch those.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and talk about my April challenge, Kevin. And I'm happy to announce that my April challenge is the same exact challenge that's happening over on Movie Club, which is where I'll be looking at a Best Picture winner for every single day of April. And I'm calling the challenge And the April Goes To, which I think is clever.
It is.
But the first one is All Quiet on the Western Front from 1930, which I went and saw in theaters. Which was really cool. It was like a couple of days ago, which I'm going to count as April because it's my challenge and I'm in the middle of my master's, and that's what I'm going to do. I make the rules. But this was incredible to see on the big screen. Just like seeing Wings last week, to see an older movie like this on the big screen was a joy, like an actual pleasure. It's a masterpiece ahead of its time. It's an anti-war war film combined with this unrelentingly dark depiction of soldiers and combat. And the fact that this came out in 1930, it is so far ahead of its time, with genuinely interesting and well-performed characters that you learn to care for, and they may not make it through, and because that's what happens, especially in war in the 1910s. When the movie takes place. The ending is iconic. I'm not going to spoil it for if you've never seen it, but I would say you do not see it coming. It's a bit tame compared to more modern Western or like more modern war films. Excuse me.
Okay.
But it is the production, the performances, the tone, everything feels so far ahead of its time in that regard. It's easy to see why the Academy picked it for Best Picture that year, even without seeing the other nominees, But I would say it does struggle a little bit with the age of its effects, and there are some jump cuts that are really obvious, and there's more than a few corpses that are still breathing. But it's easy to forgive this film for how high of a benchmark it's set for anti-war cinema, because you can make a film that's anti-war but pro-soldier. We've seen that with movies like Black Hawk Down, but this one is very similar. So very much recommend this movie. And likewise, I also recommend the Best Picture winner from 1974, which I saw in theaters last night, which was The Sting. And oh my God, this movie is so much fun. I love this movie. This was a pleasure seeing it on the big screen because this movie is fantastic. It's got three incredible central performances: Robert Redford, Paul Newman, and Robert Shaw. And each of them brings their characters to life in a wonderful way. If you've ever seen a heist movie or any kind of movie where you con someone out of a large amount of money, it's guaranteed that it's based off of this movie in some form. especially the George Clooney Ocean's 11 remake. There's a lot of that movie in here, so it definitely got a lot from this. The way that they scam people, and in particular Robert Shaw's character, is it's so much fun, but it's also presented beautifully. It takes place in the 1930s, so all of the music is played on like those old-timey saloon pianos.
Yeah,
that's the entire score. There's no like orchestral score. It's all just like the da 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 da, that kind of music on like that old-timey piano, and it sounds incredible. The title cards or for the chapters are fantastically illustrated. You can it's so good. It's a little slow at times, I will say, for modern audiences, but I didn't care. I love this movie. I thought it was fantastic. It kept me guessing. I genuinely did not know about a couple of things that were going to happen in this movie, and I was pleasantly surprised. So, highly recommend it. It is on Netflix right now, I guess, if you want to check it out.
Is this different from? Oh, sorry, I meant to ask that for the last one. All Quiet on the Western Front. Did Netflix remake it?
Yes, it is a remake of, not of the movie, but it was because they're both based on a novel.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, but both tell a point of view of the Germans in World War One, they're all soldiers that are kind of brainwashed from going straight from college into the military to serve their country, and then find out that it's just a meat grinder. Especially World War One, where you're just charging trenches. Yeah. So, but anyhow, your last movie, Kevin.
Yeah, my last one, The Hurt Locker.
Another Best Picture winner.
Another Best Picture winner, and another war movie, actually, too. So, but this one was just so intense. I could literally, it was giving me anxiety when Jeremy Renner's character is defusing the bombs, and the iconic scene where he pulls up the strings and like 5 of them pull out. Iconic scene, which I again seen clips of this movie, but have not seen it fully all the way, and I'm so glad I have. I will say though, I do not like Mackey's character in here. He gets a little too annoying, and I know he's trying to be the safe person, like to just make sure everybody goes home, but it gets really. I felt like Jeremy Renner's character, he's throwing off the headset because he doesn't want to talk because he's trying to do his job, kind of a thing. But he is Jeremy's character is kind of a madman in here because he doesn't know what to do when he gets back home, and that's what a lot of soldiers do when they come back home. They just don't know what to do because they were put into these scenarios and stuff like that, and then when they come back home and it's just so calm, I want to say that they need to be doing something. So it's cool to see the other side of it, because obviously I didn't go into the military, but it's just a good movie about not necessarily war, but about the explosive unit, I want to say, in the army and stuff like that, which is really cool. And it has its iconic scene where it's like, well, this can blow up the entire city, so if I'm gonna go blowing up, might as well be comfortable, because he takes off his bomb suit and stuff like that. So I gave it a 90 out of 100, and it's perfect. I think for me, I think it was perfectly paced, and the scenery, the camera shots are absolutely fantastic in this movie. So 90 out of 100, which is I really enjoyed it. So
all right. I'll probably be checking that out over the course of this month. So I know I really enjoyed that movie. So all right, let's go ahead and get some comments here. What is the April challenge? Yes. So I just talked about it. It is And the April Goes To. So we'll be looking at Best Picture winners from throughout history. So, because there's quite a few that I haven't seen yet. Then some states legal age of 16, believe it or not. Obviously, it was much younger once upon a time. Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's one of those things that changes over time. I'm by no means a legal expert, so that's where I'm going to leave that. But let's go ahead and talk about the wheel spin movies we had this week, Kevin, and your short is up first.
Yeah, my short was 90 Night Bugs, and this is a fun short. I really enjoyed Elmer Fudd being a knight instead of a hunter kind of a thing, and it takes a little bit of a different approach with the medieval aspect, with the castle and the sword and the dragon, which is really cool. The animation is still fantastic from these older shorts. but I did enjoy the story of Bugs trying to get this sword that sings for some reason. Doesn't explain that, but who cares? And the dragon I thought was absolutely fantastic because there was a lot of animation that they did with the dragon that I wasn't expecting. But it still was a really fun, but I wish there was a little bit more of the short. It would have bumped it up a lot more. So, but I gave it an 86 out of 100.
Alrighty. My first film, the short film for this week, is The Art of Skiing, which I gave a 70. I think it's fine. These goofy sports cartoons just aren't that interesting to me on a kind of story or like purpose level. But they do have good animation. It's also kind of cool to hear the first use of the iconic goofy scream, which feels weird to say out loud. But it definitely is. It's fine. You know, it didn't rub me one way or the other. It exists. And Kevin's movie, though.
Yeah, the Wicker Man cage is what I watched. So the Wicker Man from 2006, the remake with Nicolas Cage. If you didn't know,
not the bees.
Yeah, I'll get into that. So it's a interesting movie played Nick Cage way. I don't know how to explain it. He's just so over the top in this movie.
How did it burn?
How did it burn? How did it burn? How did it burn? It's like you're not letting her speak. She probably will tell you the first time. But there's just not a lot of slow parts, but it was very predictable, this movie. Nadi and I watched it because I rented it, and we were like, oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, this is gonna happen. I think that, and it was like, oh, hey, look what happened here. Hey, look what happened here, kind of a thing. So it was very predictable. But did you know the Amazon Prime rental does not have the bee scene?
I know that because I read your review.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the most iconic scenes from that movie. And they just don't have it in there. And I don't understand why. So that made it even lower because I had to show Nadia on YouTube to see the bee scene. Because, again, iconic scene, but because of how bad it is. But it was still I wouldn't say enjoyable. It was a fun watch because of Nicolas Cage just being Nicolas Cage. So 44 out of 100 is what I gave it.
Alrighty, and my my movie of the wheel spin. I'm just gonna say I didn't enjoy it. I don't. If you enjoy it, it's fine. But I watched Unfriended from 2014, and I thought this was pretty painful to sit through. I'm not gonna lie. Just for me personally, I think that credit where it's due. This format does work better for this film than other people. It sets up why the events are happening and how they're happening, and I do appreciate that. It at least explains why we're seeing it as we are. And I don't care about spoiling this movie. The concept of an actual ghost in the machine is kind of cool, and I do like how it comments on cyberbullying, which is something that we need to talk a lot more about. In that regard, I think the film has aged pretty well in terms of what it kind of talks about. However, the rest of the film is absolute trash, in my opinion. The performances are god-awful. Even the usually hysterical Jacob Wysocki from Dropout is not doing too hot here. It's just freaked out conversations, glitchy video, terrible looking death, and then the repeat. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's not scary, it's not exciting, and it's not worth your time, is what I would recommend. If it had gone deeper into the cyberbullying stuff and kind of if you felt smarter, and if the film itself felt smarter because it shows how social media and stuff dumbs you down, it would have been better. But instead, it's unlikable characters that we're supposed to be rooting for, and then we end up rooting for the villain of this movie because everyone in this movie is terrible and deserves what's coming to them. It's weird. And then like the film script has an energy of it where it's like, I was bullied in high school, so this is how I would get revenge, is what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it's actually trying to tell an engaging story. It feels like someone trying to get revenge post-mortem. But I mean, I didn't like it. It's easy to say, but I think it's a good attempt at trying something new for its time. So I do have to respect it for that. But this does lead to films like 2025's War of the Worlds, which used a very similar format, and that I can't necessarily forgive Unfriended for giving us that movie eventually. So 25 by 100. I didn't personally like it. If you really enjoy it, there's a lot of people that really enjoyed this movie, though. So awesome. I mean, it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
Can't win them all, unfortunately.
Nope, you can't. But you know what? That's why movies are made. Because some people will like them, some people won't.
That's why movie is art. Or films are art. Because we all look at things differently.
Yes.
So that is going to be it. Let's get a couple of comments before we get to our favorite part here.
Yeah, I already saw Joey's comment. I meant Yosemite Sam, but I definitely said Elmer Fudd.
Cage got caged. Yes. He literally gets caged in the movie.
He does.
Don't look at me. I don't think I recommend it Unfriended. Well, it's probably been on there for so long. I don't know who put it on there, honestly. But I mean, even if you did recommend it, no biggie. I think you had a more positive review on it than I did. So nothing wrong with that, you know. But let's go ahead and get to our favorite part, Kevin, which is
this is where a wheel spins and it picks a movie, and we get to watch that movie, even if it's good, even if it's bad, even if it's controversial.
It's true. And we already have some shorts from Joey, so let's go ahead and get those shorts on there. So we have Puss Gets the Boot. That's the sequel I always wanted. And then we have Ma and Pa from 1953. We've got The Great Degal Stone Operation. Jesus, that's a name. Operation, and that's from 1965. And then The Ant and the Aardvark from 1960. Okay. 1969. Okay. And then we also have from Nadia, we got Fear Street, 1994.
Nice.
Did you watch that one, Kevin?
I wasn't, no, because I was watching The Last Emperor while she had it on. So.
Okay, gotcha. Fear Street, 1994, not 1499. 1994.
1499, baby.
All righty. We'll give it about another minute or so. Kevin, what are you looking for? What do you want to watch this week? You watched horror last week.
I did watch horror, so maybe animation would be pretty cool, like a Ghibli movie would be sick. I don't know. I was thinking about watching How to Train Your Dragon movies this week too, because I don't remember them a lot. So
okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm always game for anything. So, yeah, we're always good for that. We'll go ahead and give it another couple seconds here. All righty. Let's go to. I saved this already. Let's go to the Wheel of Movies or Wheel of Shorts. Excuse me. And we'll go ahead and start spinning it. Kevin.
Yes.
Your short is.
My short is.
My Bunny Lies Over the Sea. This is going to be your short this week. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and close that. Let me sort that real quick and then put my name on there. Alrighty, we'll shuffle this up and then we'll spin it for me.
Yeah, let's spin it for you.
I'm not picking one for myself, so shuffle it up. Oh, please don't be Air Mates Hair. I already watched it. Ma and Pa, 1953.
Ma and Pa.
So just added today. So we'll go ahead and put Kevin's name on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will shuffle it up and save. And let's go to the Wheel of Movies because it is time to spin for our feature-length films. Kevin.
Yes.
Your feature-length movie is going to be...
It's going to be, what is it?
Secondhand Lions from 2003.
Can't say that I know this movie.
I'm sure that
Oh, I know the.
you will enjoy this movie probably.
The freaking, what's it called? I know the poster. Never mind.
Yeah, well,
I've seen it
before. There you go. Gotta love it. Alrighty. So Kevin is watching Secondhand Lions, which maybe another movie for you and Nadia. And maybe. My movie will be.
I actually have a movie ready for you, so hopefully it picks me.
Well, it didn't.
No, fuck.
So it's going to be Radio Flyer from 1992. Alrighty.
Radio Flyer.
So we'll go ahead and save that real quick. And that is going to bring us to the end of the show. So Kevin will be watching the short My Bunny Lies Over the Sea and the feature film Secondhand Lions, whereas I will be watching the short Ma and Pa from 1953 and the film Radio Flyer. So that's going to be it for today's show. Thank you so much for watching us. We went a little bit over because I watched too many movies because I have no personal time or no fun things going. I don't know, whatever. Anyhow, I was going to do something depressing and it didn't work out. So I guess that works. But of course, we have this show that goes live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we have our other show, Movie Club, which goes live every single Friday, which this week we are starting our April-long theme of looking at Best Picture winners. So just like I'm doing, we're going to be looking at a different Best Picture winner for each day of or each week of the month. And our first one is going to be the 1988 Best Picture winner, The Last Emperor. So we'll be checking that out on Friday. So make sure you're subscribed so you know when that goes live. And that's about it. So thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night, everyone.